Are you considering titrating up on your GLP-1 medication? Should you titrate up? Should you stay where you are? Should you decrease your medication? Today, we're going to talk about all of that. Hi, I'm Lori, and this is GLP-1 Journey in Review.
New body, new mind. Congratulations, it's time to shine. Pounds go down, confidence rise. Real talking, no filters, no lies. GLP-1 Journey in Review. Learn something new. Come join us for great interviews. Way down.
First of all, let's define titrate. It is an increase of medication dose on Ozempic, Wegovy, Mounjaro, Zepbound, Semaglutide, or Tirzepatide. And it emphasizes safely, side effect management, and long-term usage of the medication. Now, there's different doses. If you're on Ozempic, Wegovy, Semaglutide, the old standard is every 4 weeks, you go from 0.25 to 0.5 to 1 to 1.7 to 2.4. If you're on Mounjaro, Zepbound, or Tirzepatide, every 4 weeks, you titrate up to 2.5 and 5, 7.5, 10, 12.5, and 15. And you shouldn't skip doses unless you're instructed by your clinician. So first, let's talk about why titration is important. It introduces your body to the medication and lets your body get used to it, therefore decreasing or preventing nausea, vomiting, and other digestive issues such as diarrhea and constipation. It allows your body to adapt to the slower gastric emptying. And this also reduces people dropping out of the medication due to not being able to tolerate it. Let's first talk about who should not titrate up. If you have persistent nausea, a lot of reflux, or a lot of fatigue, you probably should not go up in dose and let your body get used to it. If you're having rapid weight loss, like 3 to 4 pounds every week, that's just losing it too fast. They say that you really should not lose more than 1.5% of your body weight. Now, if you weigh 200 pounds, that is no more than 3 pounds per week. And it's not just 1 week, it's on average for the month. Because when you first start the medication, and especially if you have a lot to lose, you're going to lose a lot of water and a lot of inflammation. So your first week or two, you may lose a lot more quickly. So, you have to kind of gauge that. If you were on a plateau and you've managed to get through the plateau, you probably shouldn't titrate up. Or if your plateau is accompanied with dehydration and muscle loss, probably not the best time to titrate up. If you're under a lot of emotional stress or illness, or you just had surgery or about to have surgery, that's probably not the time to titrate up. All this should be discussed with your healthcare provider. Now, when you should consider titrating up, if you're tolerating your dose and you haven't had any GI symptoms for more than 3 weeks and you're not losing any more weight, you may want to think about titrating up. If your appetite control or your food noise is returning, if your blood sugar is creeping up again, you may want to consider titrating up. Now, you should have your physician approve this, and they should be taking vitals and labs and a body compensation. Now, I told you the usual every month of titrating up. Doctors are now learning that may not be the best route to go. They're now advising a lot of people to stay on the dose as long as it's working. So if you're still losing weight and you're not having any side effects and you're not having much instances of food noise or side effects, you probably should stay on that dose as long as you can. Again, this is between you and your primary care or your physician. Now, What you should be monitoring between doses and during each dose, you should be tracking your hydration. You don't literally have to write it down, but just at least be mindful if you're getting enough hydration. You should be noticing your bowel habits. If you're having any constipation and diarrhea, if they happen once in a while, that's one thing. But if you're constantly having them, you should make a little note. And again, talk to your doctor about this. You should also be monitoring your energy and your hunger cues, sometimes called food noise. You should be monitoring your protein and fiber intake. This is so important because protein helps with muscle loss. Protein also keeps you full longer, and it actually does burn more calories to digest the protein. Not a lot. It's not eating protein is like exercise. It's not. But protein is very good for you, but don't forget the fiber and the hydration. And don't forget to have some fats once in a while. Your body needs that. You should journal your side effects and share these notes with your prescriber. Now, when you do start your new dose, you may want to consider what day of the week it is, whether you need rest, whether you've had any of the side effects in the past, because if you're prone to side effects and you started on a real busy day, you may be sorry. You may want to change it by a day or so if that is the case. Keep electrolytes. Element and coconut water are very good for electrolytes. You should be eating smaller, more frequent meals for the first few days that you're on a new dose. You should also avoid alcohol and fried foods, at least during the adjustment, at least the first few days, first 4 or 5 days of a new dose. You don't know how it's going to affect you. Fried foods could cause more side effects. And again, you don't know how alcohol is going to affect you with the digestive slowing down. So just a little bit of warning. I'm not saying never to have a drink, just possibly not on the first day or 2 or 3 of a new dose. Now, here's some red flags that you should be calling your doctor about if you're having continuous vomiting or if you just can't eat for more than 24 hours. That's not a good sign, and you should be calling your healthcare provider. If you have severe abdominal pains or signs of pancreatitis, you should be consulting your healthcare provider. And remember also, sometimes you're more prone to gallstones and kidney stones. So keep that hydration up because that will help those along. If you're feeling any dizziness or if you're dehydrating, if you're having dizziness or dehydration or even low blood sugar, you should contact your healthcare provider. If you're having sudden mood swings or dark thoughts, you also should be calling your healthcare provider. And remember also, you should be aware of cost because I don't know where you're getting your medication, whether it's compound or whether it's from Lilly Direct or NovaCare. The higher doses usually cost a little bit more money. So the longer you could stay on the lower doses, the less expensive it's going to be. Now, if that's absolutely no concern, forget I even said the last thing. But for most people, that is a concern. I don't care how much you have in the bank, you still want to save what you can. And I want you to remember too, there's a long-term strategy. Once you get to the highest dose, you're at the highest dose. Now, there's some things that you could do. Concentrate on your protein when you're on that higher dose if it's not working as well. Sometimes your doctor can prescribe some other medications to go along with it. The GLP-1 medication, do its thing. And remember also to keep in mind a maintenance dose. Now, this dose could vary. Some people say you stay on your current dose and just stay with that on maintenance. I know I went down a dose. I tried to go down 2 doses and that was a little bit too much. So I went back up to my 7.5. 5 just didn't quite do it for me. I was getting some food noise back. So also remember If you're on a compound with your physician's approval, you could actually go in between doses. So there's another thought. I want to emphasize that slow is not a bad thing. Actually, the slower you lose it, the safer it is. And the goal is for sustainability, not speed. Titration is an individualized thing, and it should be discussed between you and your provider. Don't compare yourself to other people. That is not the thing to do. So let me know down below in the comments your thoughts on titration and when you think it's time to go up or time to go down.